Hey guys, this is Mrs. Kilburn from the School Counseling Office. I'm here to talk to you today about registration. Today, during chapel, we're going to be having a registration assembly where you'll have the opportunity to go ahead and start working on your forms and hear a little bit more about the course offerings for next year. First, I've got a few announcements for you. The first one is about summer. It's hard to believe that it's almost March and that summer will be here before we know it, but it will. And I want you guys to start thinking about how you're going to spend your summer. Hopefully that involves a little bit of rest and relaxation and time with friends and family. But in addition to that, there's lots of great opportunities for you to pursue this summer. The first one is summer school. These forms are available outside of the school counseling office, and we have 3 summer school options this year. There's geometry, wellness and PE, or driver's ed. So if you're interested in pursuing one of these options this summer, make sure to fill out this form and turn it in with your registration sheet along with your deposit. Your deposit is what actually holds your spot in the class. So until that's turned in, the form is not complete. Keep in mind that if you plan on taking driver's ed this summer, it's limited to the first 24 students who apply, and you must be at least 15 by June 10th and have your permit by your designated driving time. If you're interested in taking wellness or PE over the summer, if you haven't heard about that class, the summer is a really fun way to take that class. They go hiking and bowling and do lots of really fun activities that we don't have the opportunity to do during the school year. So definitely consider that if you need to get wellness crossed off your list this summer. And then geometry is also offered this summer. So if you're interested in any of those courses, fill out the sheet. It's going to require a parent's signature and a deposit. Some more summer opportunities are listed on this packet, which you should find in the email that was sent out to you with the registration materials for today. So this packet has information on summer leadership opportunities and career exploration opportunities. Both are great ways to spend your time over the summer. Colleges are really looking for leadership experience on your resume, so these are some great ways to get that. And career exploration is just really never a bad idea. College students change their majors an average of 3 to 6 times. The more exposure and experience you get within your prospective career field before college, the better your chances are to not have that happen to you while you're in college. So definitely take a look through these options. If you don't see exactly what you're interested in doing on this list, come see us, because there's a lot more programs and things that you can look into for the summer. You might also consider internships, job shadowing, informational interviewing. There's all sorts of ways to get exposure to careers over the summer. A lot of these programs are free and really great programs. Some of the popular ones that students have used over the past are medical explorations, design matters, SCAD, KOC sports medicine workshops, and 2 additional programs that you may have heard of called Governor's School and Boys State or Girls State. Governor's School has already been filled for this coming summer, but if you are a rising 10th or 11th grade student, you can think about applying for these programs next fall. So definitely keep an ear out for that. It is a 1-month commitment over the summer, which is a pretty substantial amount of time, but if you get selected for these programs, it is highly selective and really prestigious to have that on your resume. So definitely consider that if you are a talented and gifted student interested in one of the 12 program areas that they offer. Boys State and Girls State applications are open through spring break. So if you're interested in one of those programs, you should see Mrs. Moore in the school counseling office. The programs involve mock government experiences, legislative sessions, court proceedings, law enforcement presentations, and recreational programs. Also a great leadership experience to have on your resume there. The next thing I'd like to talk to you about is dual enrollment. So you should have a separate email that talks about AP and dual enrollment. The difference between these 2 course options are how the credit is awarded. There's lots of differences. There's a spreadsheet that explains the cost difference and the curricular differences and all of that, but the primary difference is how credit is awarded. So AP is generally seen as the highest and most rigorous option by colleges. So if you're looking at Ivy League schools or highly selective colleges, you might want to lean towards AP over dual enrollment, but the credit is awarded for that based upon your AP score. Usually an AP score of 3 or above might qualify you for college credit if the college will allow it. Each college, though, remember, sets its own criteria for this. So you're going to want to check your prospective college's website, and they'll have this listed on there. Dual enrollment is another great option for students, which allows you to get credit just based upon passing the course with a C or above. Again, each college can set its own criteria for that. This will not be listed on their website, though, so you will need to call and check with the registrar if you want to know in advance if it will work for your college. We offer 3 dual enrollment courses on campus right now: dual enrollment World Literature, dual enrollment College Writing, and dual enrollment US History. Those are all on campus, and there are some additional off-campus elective courses that you can take as well. So the Bryan College application is attached to the email. It is an online application, and the dual enrollment grant application is also online. The only paper form that you're going to need to complete is this one, which is the CAK authorization form. This just helps to make sure you understand all of the policies associated with dual enrollment and how it works. The other 2 forms must be completed before spring break if you want to apply for dual enrollment. If you have trouble with them, let me know. Make sure you're going to need to know your social security number and your GPA before you fill out those forms. The dual enrollment grant will cover a portion of the cost for your dual enrollment classes. It's not going to cover the textbook cost, which is on average about $90, but depends on the course that you're taking. But it will cover the full tuition cost of your first 2 semesters if you maintain eligibility for that. So definitely apply to the dual enrollment grant. The link for that will also be in the email. And then once you get up to having taken several dual enrollment courses, you'll have the opportunity to borrow against your Hope Scholarship. If you plan to go out of state, this is a great option because that money is not going to get utilized if you're planning on transferring out of state for college. So you can access some of those funds through dual enrollment in high school. And again, the course offerings that are listed on the Bryan College application are just a few of the course offerings that are available. So if you see something that's not listed that you think you would be interested in, come see your school counselor and we can help you with that. So speaking of online course offerings, there are some offered through the dual enrollment program, but there are also some regular high school electives that will be offered online next year. You will find an attachment to the registration email that says 7-star courses. This is a program we'll be partnering with next year. And if these electives, if one of these electives is something you'd be interested in taking, you can go ahead and mark that under the online section of your registration form. Keep in mind, same thing with this. If you don't see the online course that you'd like to register for on this list, that's okay. Still put it down. You can put a broad general area such as health sciences, or you can put a specific course such as game design or another course that you might be interested in if you don't see it on this list. So take a look at that, and again, if you have questions, come see your school counselor. Keep in mind there could be an additional cost for online courses, so if that's a factor, make sure to check with your school counselor to see what the cost would be before signing up for those. The next thing I'd like to talk to you guys about is NCAA. If you're a student athlete, it's important for you to be aware of the eligibility criteria for NCAA each year that you participate in athletics. So this handout is available outside of the school counseling office. This is the quick reference guide to NCAA eligibility, and it tells you what courses you'll need, what ACT score, and what GPA you'll need to qualify for the different levels of college athletics. So there's Division I and Division II listed on here, and there's also an NAIA eligibility center that qualifies you to be eligible for some other colleges. So if you know that you're going to need to complete this, make sure if you're currently a junior, you should have registered already. If you haven't, you have until the end of your junior year to go ahead and register with the NCAA Eligibility Center. If you are a rising junior, you'll register by the end of your junior year this coming year. So either way, if you're planning on playing college athletics, make sure to pick up one of these from the hallway outside the school counseling office. Now we're going to take a look at the registration sheet that your first period teacher has handed to you, which includes a 4-year plan and a course registration section. We're going to take a look at the 4-year plan first. This tells you what your graduation requirements are. and that is represented in parentheses on the left-hand side next to each subject area. You'll notice that the numbers are the same until we get down to the elective category, where it says 2 or 4. So in addition to your core classes, you're going to need 2 or 4 electives, and it's going to depend upon whether or not you're going for the regular diploma or the honors diploma as to whether or not you'll need 2 or 4. So for the regular diploma, just 2 electives. For the honors diploma, you'll need 2 additional electives equaling a total of 4. It's important to make sure that you understand what an elective is. So an elective is not just a class that you choose. For example, art. A lot of times students will think of art as an elective, but if you're using art to satisfy the visual performing arts category requirement you see listed here, it's not an elective. An elective is an extra of any of the courses you see on this sheet. So it might be an extra science, it might be an extra history, it might be an extra art, or it might be a different extra course. But you'll need a total of 4 full year-long courses to qualify for that elective requirement for the honors diploma. Also keep in mind, in addition to that, you're going to need to earn at least a 3.5 GPA, and you're going to want to make sure not to have any out-of-school suspensions. So that's the eligibility criteria for the honors diploma. Once you've completed the 4-year plan, the purpose of doing this first is to make sure that you have a balanced schedule and that you're able to fit in all of your graduation requirements by the end of senior year. Once you've done that, you're going to want to make sure to do it in pencil in case you need to make any changes. We can go ahead and move on to the course request. This section tells me what to schedule you for next year, and you're going to want to make sure to circle a level for each course. You're going to see options such as CP, Honors, AP, and Dual Enrollment. So circle the level and then write in the course name. If under the level you circled Honors, AP, or Dual Enrollment, you're going to need a signature also, verifying that you've met the prerequisites for that course. The prerequisites list is attached to the email as well for your reference, and the teacher that you're going to get to sign off on the prerequisite is the teacher of the prerequisite class. So for example, if you're taking photography and you need general art as a prerequisite, you're going to have your general art teacher sign off that you've met that prerequisite in this column. Once you've gotten that completed, you're going to get a parent signature, you're going to sign and date and turn it in. Make sure this form is turned in by March 9th. That's the Friday before spring break. And you're going to want to have any accompanying documents with it. Summer school registration, dual enrollment registration, all of it's due by March 9th. The last thing we're going to take a look at is the course selection option sheet. This is also attached to the email, but you're going to notice that there's a few important changes to this sheet this year. Most of them are under the elective category, so you're going to see dual enrollment emergency medical responder, introduction to health sciences, introduction to engineering, and robotics are a few of the additional electives that have been added on for this year. If you're interested in one of those classes and would like more information, you can come see us. The dual enrollment medical responder course is going to be a class offered in conjunction with Catholic High School and Roane State Community College off campus at Catholic in the morning during zero period. That course is going to allow you an opportunity to get college credit, high school credit, a CPR certification, emergency response skills, and exposure to what it might be like to go into the medical field. So lots of valuable reasons to take that class. Also, Introduction to Health Science and Engineering would be a great option for those of you who are interested in those career fields. And robotics is a new class that's going to be offered this year that will help us to really develop that program even further. You may have heard that the robotics team this year won an award, and has always been a really fun program to participate in. So that'll be a great class as well. The last thing that you'll see mentioned on the very bottom talks about online classes. Remember that when it comes to online classes, you can write in the options that you're interested in that field on your registration form. You don't have to just go by the ones that are listed on the sheet. You can let us know just really any class that you'd be interested in taking online. So keep in mind you can only fit 7 classes into your schedule. If you're taking an online class, we're going to have a supervised study hall to help you complete that requirement, and you need to fit that into the 7 courses that you're taking during the school day. Unless you're taking a 0 period, a select number of courses like Spanish 1, General Art, and a few other classes are offered during 0 period. If you'll be taking one of those classes, then you can fit 8 classes into your school day if you choose to do that. That's including if you take a study hall, so you need to make space for that in your schedule also.
Hello CAK, this is Mr. Roberts, and I'm here to talk with you about your options for English. So as 9th and 10th graders, of course you're going to have your CP class and then the honors option. And 9th grade is a great class with Miss Barabee. 10th grade, you'll have Miss Hubry, and the focus is really on American literature. So those 2 years you'll have your CP option with the honors option. And then as 11th and 12th graders, you get a little more variety. There's 3 options for 11th and 3 options for 12th. The CP option, the AP option, and then there's a dual enrollment option. So let's talk about 11th grade a little bit. 11th grade, for all 3 of those courses, there's a lot of writing. There's a focus on composition, even in the CP class. The AP class is language and composition. And so what you'll do in the AP class is you'll focus on nonfiction and writing. You're not going to read novels or plays or anything like that. A lot of technical writing. And the dual enrollment class with Miss Baker is college writing. So to distinguish a little bit between dual enrollment and AP as you're trying to think through those 2 options, dual enrollment is a college course. And so you're going to be taking a college curriculum, and if you complete that course and do well, then you get college credit for it. Whereas with AP, you take your AP exam at the end of the course, and if you test well, then you get the credit. Now with 12th grade, 12th CP is British literature, so we read the great English authors like Shakespeare and Orwell. The AP class is literature and composition. So this is different from the 11 AP class in that you read a lot of fiction, plays, poetry, and of course do writing, and at the end you'll take your AP exam to see if you can qualify for your credit. Dual enrollment is World Lit is the focus with dual enrollment 12 with Miss Rogers. And the prerequisite for that class is that you have to get a 3 on last year's AP exam or have taken Miss Baker's dual enrollment class.
Hi, my name is Mrs. Novikov, and I am the mathematics department head here at CAK. Here at CAK, we have 2 tracks for mathematics. You can be in the CP track or the honors track. Regardless, though, you have to take 4 years of math. Every year you're in school here, you have to take a math. You will start out with Algebra 1, then you will go to Geometry, then you will go to Algebra 2. After that, you have some choices. You can go to Algebra 3, you can go to Pre-Calculus, and that can feed into Calculus. We also have a statistics course that we offer every other year, and that is an AP Stats course. We also offer AP classes in AB Calculus and BC Calculus. AB, if you do well on the exam of a 3 or higher, your institution where you go later can give you 1 class of credit for a calculus. If you take BC, you can get 2 if you do well on that exam.
Hello, I'm Mrs. Syard, and I'm going to tell you about the choices that you have for science classes next year. As a freshman, everyone takes either biology or honors biology. As far as what is the difference between them, honors biology goes a little deeper, goes a little faster, more real-world applications. So it would be students who are good at being independent readers and are good writers, so keep that in mind. Sophomore year, most students will take chemistry or honors chemistry. If a student struggles with math or needs another year just to get stronger with math skills before taking chemistry, we are going to offer physical science next year. So that would be one choice. As far as how do you know whether to take regular chemistry or honors, students who take honors need to be very good at math. Generally, you should have 90s or above on your algebra tests and on your biology tests. We do ask you to look at test grades rather than the overall grades, which often have some fluff points built into them. So you need 3 science classes to graduate. So after biology and chemistry, you have choices. And if you want to have the most choices, you need to make sure that you have good grades in your math and science classes so that more options are available to you. We offer physics and physics and honors physics. Honors physics would be for students who are taking calculus, so you must have finished through pre-cal. Regular physics, you still need good math skills, and it's only for upperclassmen. Those are both lab sciences. We also have anatomy and physiology and honors anatomy and physiology. The difference, the honors anatomy and physiology is specifically geared toward getting students ready for the AP biology exam, although you are permitted to take honors anatomy and physiology even if you are not taking AP bio. In addition to the honors anatomy and physiology and CP, we also have environmental science, which is also a lab science. In addition, we have AP biology, and it is highly recommended that if you are taking AP bio, that you either take honors anatomy and physiology at the same time or that you would have had it the year before. We also have started this year with honors Chem 2 and AP chemistry, and I teach both of those. So as far as who can take honors Chem 2, you need high grades. Again, we're looking pretty much for A's in your math classes and in Chem 1. For AP chemistry, you would have needed to take honors chemistry this year and have a 90 or above. Also, very high math grades. So AP chemistry tends to be the very strongest math and chemistry students.
Hi, CAK students. I am Miss Bennett, and I'm going to talk to you guys today about your options for social studies. So if you are a freshman or a sophomore, you have the choice of world history. If you are if you love world history when you are a sophomore, if you have taken world history as a freshman and done well, you may have the option of taking AP European history. For you juniors, if you have really 3 options, but one course, the course is US history, but you have 3 options for that. You can take CP, you can take dual enrollment, you could also take advanced placement for US history your junior year. For seniors, you have one option, and that is government and economics. It is taught as a 1-year course. Half of the year is government, the other half is economics. We have 2 choices for you seniors. You can take AP or you can take CP for those choices. In the Social Studies department, we have some electives for you. Of course, AP European History is an elective. It's not a required course, but we also have some other electives. We have a psychology and sociology class taught as a year-long course. Psychology is first semester, sociology is second semester, and then we also have a new elective that was offered this past year. We will offer it again next year of AP Psychology.
Morning, CAK. This is Mr. Phillips from the Bible department here. We've got some courses for you to take a look at. For the first time, maybe since some of you have been at CAK, things are really simple this year. So your course selections are already set out for you, the curriculum set. So here we go. 9th graders, you'll be taking a class on Hebrew Bible, taking a look at the story of the Bible, connecting Old Testament to the Gospel of Matthew. That's all of you, so you're set, no choices to be made. Sophomores, you're in the same situation. You'll be taking a class, Luke, Acts, and the Epistles. It's a New Testament survey class that primarily focuses on Luke, Acts, and the writings of Paul. Juniors, your schedule this year is set as well. You'll be taking the capstone class, and that will be paired with an old class with a little bit of a new twist. So at CAK, we did have a class called Financial Planning. We're updating that class a little bit. That'll still have some of the same components of financial planning, but it will focus more on stewardship. And for you seniors, you have a few options as well. So seniors, we'll be offering 2 new courses next year. One called Christian Worldview, which is essentially, just as it says, what does it mean to be a Christian? What do you believe and why do you believe it? And what are the worldviews of other people around the world who don't happen to share your religious faith? And then we'll also be offering a class that will be paired up with Christian Worldview called Apologetics. So we'll be taking a look again at questions of faith and reason. How do we sort through those big questions of the faith? And as always, seniors will be offering Godly Man and Godly Woman.
Bonjour et buenos dias. I believe that you are all aware that you must take 2 years of the same world language in order to attend a college in the state of Tennessee. Some of you may not be aware that to go to an upper level school or a school in certain states such as South Carolina, that you will have to take a minimum of 3 years of the same world language. So, yada yada. Is there anything else that you should know? Why, yes, there is something else we really want you to consider. We would like for you to consider what your possibilities might be with a world language. I was recently speaking with a professor at the University of Memphis, and she told me that the #1 choice for a minor at the University of Memphis is a world language. This is so smart and not that hard to get. So, we would like to encourage you to take 3-4 years of a language here while you're at CAK, get a great foundation. When you go to university, when you're at orientation, one of the things that you'll be able to do there is take a placement test in language. If you can test out of 3 to 4 semesters, which is very doable, we have students who do that now, then maybe take a semester abroad. Who doesn't want to take a semester abroad in college? Do that. You would probably only have to take 3 to 5 classes at most universities in order to get a minor. That looks great on a job application, and you'd be a great speaker at that point. So it's a win-win to take more language now because it gets you out of hours, helps you test through things, gives you the opportunity to launch into having a minor, something that really does lead you to having something in your skill set that will make you much more marketable in the future. Other things that you should consider when you're learning a language, opens the world for you. You become so much more aware. You become truly a world citizen when you speak another language. Something else to consider for us as Christ followers, have the Great Commission. Over 2 billion people on the planet have never heard the gospel in their own language. They do not all speak English. That means we're going to have to learn those languages. Will it be French and Spanish? Maybe not. I don't know what it will be. It could be Gujarati or Arabic or some language that I cannot pronounce. But I know that if you learn one well now, it will make it easier to learn another one down the road. All of us are going to have opportunities to use a world language. For a lot of you, it will be a necessity to use a world language. So we would encourage you strongly to work hard, take as much as you can now. It will pay off for you down the road. So just to recap, take more language, it opens more opportunities, and it makes you way more cool. Thank you.
I'm Mrs. Moran. I teach all the art, well, not all the art classes, but the 3 art classes that we have. Of course, you probably know about general art. That's for anybody, any any talent. You do not have to be artistic to take the class. I just want to give you a little experience with the different mediums, drawing, painting, just a little taste of everything. And I think, you know, you'll really enjoy it, and you'll probably learn some things also. If you really liked general art and you want to continue, then there is honors art. Now, don't take this just to get an easy A and just kind of fluff up your schedule. This is for people who really, really enjoy art. Because it's honors, there'll be a little bit more work involved, some reports, some homework. But on the plus side, there's going to be some really cool projects. They're a little bit bigger. We'll do some photography. There'll be a little section of photography. There will be a clay unit. So you'll just get to expand a little bit on the things that you learned in general art. Then for the very artistic people who are very creative, you can move up to advanced placement art. This is time consuming, so you really do need to love art to do this class. At the end of the year, we'll turn in a portfolio with 24 pieces. So you can imagine you're going to have to do some outside of class work. Again, on the plus side, it's fun, especially if you love art. And we get, you know, pretty close, and every once in a while we'll have a little outside of class work where, you know, we might watch a movie and do some art. So that definitely will be some summer work to prepare, but in the end it's advanced placement, so you can get some college credit.
Good morning, I'm Mrs. Brock, and I'm here to tell you about some of the music classes that we offer here in the high school. The first one I'm going to talk about is our choir. The only prerequisite for choir is that you like to sing. You don't even have to be good at it, you just have to like it. This is a semester class only offered in the fall, and it's during zero period. Opposite of that, in the spring, is musical theater, and I'm pretty sure all of you have been to a production. If you haven't, shame on you, come to one. We're doing Once Upon a Mattress in April, and you'll all really, really like it. But musical theater is by audition, and those auditions are held in next semester. They'll be held in December. Spirit of Praise Ensemble is an honors class. It's a full semester long class, and it's for our singers who are maybe a little bit more advanced. It's by audition, and those auditions are held in May. So if you're interested in that, come see me, and I'll get you all the information that you need. Next, we'll talk about worship team. I don't think they really need much of an introduction. You see them almost every week in front of you at chapel. So we're looking for instrumentalists, vocalists who have a heart for the school and a heart for leading the school in worship. Last, but certainly not least, is guitar. This is a semester class. It's offered both semesters, and you can take a full year of it. I have a lot of people that do that. Most people opt to take Guitar 1 and Guitar 2 in a year. We start by learning the basics, the basic chords, and then we kind of branch off into whatever you are interested in. So if you're interested in finger picking or rock and roll or worship music, whatever you like, we start to focus on that and get you headed in the path that you can do what you want to do with your new guitar skills.
Hello CAK, I'm Mr. Mullen. I'm the Director of Bands here at Christian Academy of Knoxville. I just wanted to talk to you today a little bit about our course offerings in regard to band. We currently have two course offerings. We have a year-long concert band, which is students in 9th through 12th grade, and we also offer marching band, and marching band is a really awesome activity. What's great about it is for students who participate in both concert and marching band, they receive an honors credit, which can boost your GPA. And it also counts as a PE credit. So if that's something that you are looking to accomplish, then marching band would definitely meet that need for you. I also teach a music theory course, so if you have an interest in music, to learn how music functions and works, or just have a better understanding of music, I teach that course as well. So we would love to have you as a part of our band program, and I would love to see you in a music theory course.
Good morning, CAK students. My name is Reverend Burns. I am the teacher or program director for FourYear Network, Broadcasting and Production, and Photography classes. So I want to let you know a little change we're making in Broadcasting and Production classes is if you're a first-time student next year, the class that you're eligible or able to register for is Intro to Broadcasting and Production. We're going to teach you all the basics. We're going to talk about sports broadcasting, studio broadcasting, morning announcements, news, all the different parts of broadcasting and production. We'll set up events, we'll do chapels, we'll do a lot of different things in that class. That's going to be for anybody who hasn't taken one of my classes before. If you have taken one of my classes before, you're eligible for 2 different tracks. One is TV production, so that would be all things about the studio, broadcasting, commentating, those kinds of different things. That would be the TV production track. The other track is documentary and cinematography. Those classes are going to be focusing on the art of filmmaking, the art of taking an interview and capturing that. They'll do some studio work, they'll do some other things, but they'll be doing those kinds of things in that class. Outside of that, we will continue to do FourYear Network, continue to produce that, and continue to be out at all the sporting events and those things. In order to enter into a photography class, you need to have taken general art first. So if you've taken general art, you're eligible to go ahead and register for photography today. And after that, you can register for advanced photography for our second course. Going to do a lot of new stuff and a lot of different stuff with photography classes. We're looking forward to using Lightroom, Photoshop, different programs. We're going to look at the art of the lens, the art of taking pictures, and those different things. There's a couple of field trips included in that class. So if you're interested in anything around photography, be sure and register for photography today.
All right, that's all I have for you guys today. Keep in mind that if you have questions or need help, you can stop by your school counselor's office. If your last name starts with the letters A through K, Mrs. Moore is your school counselor. And if your last name starts with the letters L through Z, Mrs. Kilburn is your school counselor. That's me. So don't hesitate to let us know if you have questions. We're not available during the registration period today, but we'd love to schedule an appointment to meet with you sometime soon to look over your form. So hope you have a great day. Thanks so much, and we'll talk to you soon.